G'day my lovely planty friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kathy and this is where I talk about all my plants and everything else that I am passionate about. Today I am doing another Plantuber tag. It is called Plant Check 2020. The wonderful Emma from Emma Greenwood's channel tagged me to answer some questions in relation to 2020 and my plants. Thank you so very much, Emma, for tagging me. I really do enjoy doing these Plantuber tags. I don't know about you guys, but I do. Okay, now there are 10 questions in all, and I will be putting them on the screen for you as we go through. So let's start off with the first question, which is the very first plant I bought in 2020? I have no idea, to be honest. I was thinking about it and I thought, wow, I really don't know. I was bringing a lot of plants home 12 months ago. I think every time I went out to a nursery or Bunnings, I was returning with a plant, and I honestly cannot remember. Most likely it was a Peperomia, but it might also have been my rabbit's foot fern. I don't know, so I'm going to guess one of those. So question number 2, a plant I shouldn't have got, but got anyway in 2020. Oh, that one is easy. That is my Alocasia reginula or black velvet. Yeah, I bought that one, I think it was mid-autumn, and I've never had an Alocasia before, and it was definitely a mistake because it was, I think, too cold. I was unfamiliar with its care requirements, and yeah, it has now gone to plant heaven. Number 3 is a plant I rescued. I haven't actually rescued any plants from nurseries or Bunnings. Mind you, I think sometimes all the plants from Bunnings need rescuing because they're usually overwatered. But one I considered that I rescued was my white butterfly Syngonium pedophyllum. It was attacked by spider mites in June last year, and I saved it. I treated the spider mites, got rid of it, and eventually I even gifted the plant to someone else. Free of spider mites, there was absolutely no pests on it before I gave it away. But I considered that a successful rescue because I have never dealt with spider mites before, and I could have quite easily have killed it, but I didn't. So, yep, I chalked that one up to me for a change. Okay, question number 4 is a plant I have successfully propagated. That would be my Coleus still unknown variety. I bought this Coleus, I think it was in late 2019, and I had it indoors and it hated it, so I planted it in my garden. And I did know that there was a good chance it would not survive the winter, so I took a couple of cuttings in autumn, which in Australia is from March to beginning of June, and I propagated them in soil inside, not outdoors, and it is now such a full, beautiful looking plant, bigger than the original mother plant that I had. I have also taken some more cuttings, so we will see if I will be as successful a second time. I really hope so because I just love this plant so much. Okay, question number 5 is a plant I have killed. Where do I start? I have killed so many. I think the one that stands out the most, and why I know that it was the wrong plant to bring home, was my Alocasia black velvet. Yeah, that one I killed quite quickly actually, which is very sad. I thought perhaps it went dormant, but as far as I can tell, no. And I have actually thrown that away. I did think with spring it might come back to life, but it definitely didn't. So yeah, you can add that one to my kill list. Oh, it's becoming a very, very long list. Question number 6, a plant I grew from seed. 0. I have not tried growing anything from seed. I am really new to plants. I've only been growing plants for 2 years, and yeah, I don't think that I am experienced enough to grow anything from seed. I still have trouble with propagations. Perhaps it is something I'll explore in the future, but I don't anticipate that I'll grow anything from seed this year anyway. Number 7, my most underrated plant. I actually think that is my Ficus elastica Burgundy. I know some people do struggle with them overseas, and they're just not as popular as they really should be because they are so beautiful to look at, in my opinion anyway. I love the paddle-like shape of their leaves. I love the way they grow. They're not quite like a tree, and yet they can grow as big as trees. They have these beautiful, usually very shiny leaves, and my burgundy is such a dark color in contrast to so many of my other plants that I really enjoy looking at it. And I think that one is definitely my most underrated plant. Next question, my most challenging plant. There are a lot of those as well. Wow, that must mean I'm a very bad plant parent, but I think, the struggles are really just part of being a plant parent. It's learning what works with some plants and what doesn't. I think the plants, and I'm going to say plural plants because I have several, or had several of these, was my Peperomia caperatas. I just seem to kill them all the time, and they have been the most challenging of all for me. I have not been able to figure out their watering, and until I do, I'm going to continue killing them. You'd think it would be my calatheas, but it isn't. I find that they're fairly easy for me anyway. They're not perfect by any stretch, but hell, who is, right? I'm not perfect, so I don't expect my plants to be. But this cycle of just killing all my caperatas is really depressing me because I refuse to give up. I know I'm going to get some more because I want to try a few other methods of looking after them and hopefully be able to keep at least 1 or 2 alive. Question number 9. What is my most valuable plant? Or what was my most valuable plant in 2020? I don't spend very much money at all on plants. I think the most I have ever spent is $35. But I am not going to use money as an indication of value. For me, the most valuable plants are the ones that I have nurtured, grown, that I would be absolutely gutted if I lost them, even though I can quite easily replace them with new ones. That's not the point. These mean a lot to me for different reasons. I'm going to include 2 things. One is an outdoor plant. My father planted a lemon tree, baby lemon tree, 6 years ago now, probably a little bit more than that. And he passed away 3 years ago today. Wow, yeah. And this lemon tree constantly gives me lemons for at least 3, maybe even 4 years now. Every time I look at it, I'm reminded of him. So that plant means a hell of a lot to me. I don't think I could ever put in words just how much it does mean to me. It is a connection to my dad. So yeah, that one is extremely valuable. It is, in fact, priceless to me. It cannot ever be replaced with, say, another plant. So that is one of my outdoor plants that I value the most. Another plant would be, I think, and this is a toss-up, it could be my Monstera deliciosa because I just love this plant so much, but it could also be my macho fern, and it has now definitely been confirmed that I do not have a Boston fern, it is a macho fern. And I love that one because every time I walk into my living room, that is what I first see, other than my Monstera. It really is a toss-up between these two. These are my most valuable plants, for me anyway. And as I said, their cost is irrelevant, particularly since I don't think either of them cost me more than $20. Let me know which plants you value the most. I'm very curious, and you can put it down in the comments for me. Last question, number 10, is my top wish list plant for 2021. This is a tough question to answer. I actually came up with several answers, but I wasn't satisfied with any of them. The truth is that I'm really not hunting for any particular plant this year. The plant I would like to get the most in 2021, which I think might be within my reach, because let's be honest, some plants are not. I would love to get a verruccosum Philodendron, but I think that would be impossible unless I was prepared to sell a kidney, and I'm not willing to do that. I think a realistic wish list plant that I would like to get in 2021 is a Hoya. Just one. All right, well, again, thank you so much to the wonderful Emma for tagging me. I am now going to tag 2 other people. The first is the lovely Charlene from Plantain Charlene, and the second person is Gus from Gusty's Plants. I would love to see you both do this tag, but it is, as always, entirely up to you. Well, thank you guys very much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you can do the usual thing. You can like, comment, or subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.